Right. So, taking a moment here, I usually like to start my practice with a little bit of a wiggle, just to make sure that I'm seated the way I want to be seated today. Often my legs will want to be in slightly different positions depending on how they're feeling. So, make sure that you check in with your body and what you need today. If you're feeling a little bit tight, maybe some stretching as we settle in. And anytime we're doing mindfulness practice and bringing our attention to the body, it might be that you notice different sensations or different adjustments that you need as we get going. So, taking some time, we'll start off with classic noticing our breath, not changing anything about how you breathe, but noticing that inflow and outflow. And this can be noticing around your nostrils, around your lips. Maybe you feel your breath more in your torso, your belly, your chest. Sometimes I feel my breath in my back. Remember that your lungs are three-dimensional. So just taking note of where you feel this movement, this rhythm. Sometimes it's interesting to breathe a little deeper, making sure that if you're inhaling more, that you're exhaling completely, letting it all go on each exhale. Also, remember that you never have to breathe in a way that's uncomfortable for you. So just notice what feels helpful for you today, because this is your practice. Again, checking in with your body, see how your arms feel, maybe letting them rest in your lap. Maybe feel the weight of your arms really being heavy in your lap. Not having to hold them up from your shoulders, but letting your shoulders soften. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. Maybe wiggling your toes a little bit. Maybe finding a little bit more. I'm very much a wiggler. And then noticing those points of contact. Where are you touching your supports? Where do you feel that contact the most? What I'd like to focus around today are our thoughts. It's a common misconception that to meditate well, whatever that means, that there is no thinking, a complete cessation of thought. And it's true that sometimes in that meditation space, our thoughts do pause for a moment. But I find for me, shortly after, I'll think something like, oh, how cool I'm not thinking. So maybe you resonate with that. One of my favorite metaphors, and I actually have a visual today, is of a snow globe. And so when our minds are super busy, the glitter's all swirling around. And to get the glitter to settle, there's nothing we have to do. We just have to stop shaking the snow globe. Now, if as the glitter's settling, I'm like, no, settle faster. You have to settle faster. That's doing the opposite thing. And so, one of the ways that I view meditation, especially mindfulness meditation, is that we're setting down the snow globe. Some of our thoughts are still going. Even now, the camera's not picking it up, but most of the glitter has settled. There's a couple pieces slowly swirling. And so I invite you to take this time and visualize that happening with your mind, inviting your thoughts to begin to settle, not judging them, but simply noticing them as thoughts and allowing them to continue on their way. The more traditional metaphor is thoughts being like clouds in the sky. So again, we don't try to control the clouds in the sky. We can see them, and then they will continue to move. Our mind is meant to think. It is working as intended. What does it feel like to soften our grasp on those thoughts? To notice our breath, to be fully present in this moment. And now I want to introduce a practice I came across yesterday um, that actually made me laugh a little. Um, so this is from the book The Way of Effortless Mindfulness by Locke Kelly. And this is about finding awareness of the gap in between thoughts. So many meditation practices involve the use of mantra or repeating a specific phrase. I know some of my students get a little bit caught up in that and finding the perfect mantra or something like that. So, the point of that is to give your thinking mind fully over to those words, to that focus. Um, and what made me laugh a little bit about this practice is the word that we're going to use is blah, which just felt so perfect for some of our repetitive thoughts. So I invite you to repeat silently to yourself. We'll have, after I fully introduce this exercise, I'll be quiet for a couple of minutes. And so you'll slowly repeat to yourself, blah, and give a few seconds, blah, and give a few seconds, blah. And just allow that word to float through space like a feather, Don't let any other words or thoughts disturb you from this space. Just working on blah, blah, blah. Begin to shift your awareness to the space between the blahs, maybe pausing a little longer. Blah, noticing the space. Blah, noticing the space. Blah, noticing the space. Again, continuing to notice the space between, noticing if it begins to soften. And perhaps you let go of the words and just allow yourself to be in this space. A space where you're able to just be. Notice if your mind is still busy and you'd like to continue repeating those words. Or if you're able to find this peace, this being, this center, even while your mind churns. letting your breath be your anchor as you give yourself permission to be. Knowing that it is okay if thoughts arise. Allow them to continue on their path like clouds in the sky. And especially take note if your mind starts coming in with the shoulds. I'm just inviting softness. Your mind is trying to help. Thinking is what it was designed to do. You are cultivating ease. In fact, you are creating a container where it is safe for your mind to soften. Instead of swirling and churning, you can breathe. You can let the glitter of your thoughts begin to settle from that snow globe metaphor. I have another passage I'd like to share with you. This is based on an Indian tantric spiritual teaching called Six Ways of Resting the Mind in its Natural Condition. And I'm moving a little closer to my microphone. I hope you can hear me a little better. So, 6 ways of resting the mind in its natural condition. Don't recall. Let go of the past. Don't anticipate. Let go of what may come in the future. Don't think. Let go of what is happening in the present. Don't examine. Don't particularize or analyze. Don't control. Don't try to make anything happen. Rest. Relax naturally right now. Perhaps reflecting on which of those really resonated with you or caused friction within you. Allowing yourself to hold a gentle space of curiosity. Perhaps noticing if your mind tends to wander more into the past or more into the future. One of the things I like about that teaching is that it also cautions us against focusing too much on the present. Releasing all those focuses on time and give yourself permission to simply be, breathing here, allowing your thoughts to exist, but not paying them too much attention. Taking this time to rest, to disconnect from the busyness that can take up so much of our time. Begin to check in now with your other sensations. Perhaps notice what you can hear, whether it's the rhythm of your breath, maybe birds outside, or cars. Maybe there's someone else making sounds in your living space. Notice without judging. Just hearing these sounds that include the sound of my voice. And then, if your eyes were closed, perhaps blinking them open and noticing what you visually see. Perhaps looking around your space as though for the first time. Hmm. Maybe finding some wiggling of your fingers and toes. Maybe even a little stretch if that feels helpful. Hmm. Really noticing with this mindful awareness, whatever it is that you notice right now. This could be something you see, something you hear. Maybe there's a particular thought that you're aware of. Maybe there's a feeling in your body. Maybe you're hungry, thirsty. Just checking in with what you'll need after we close our meditation. We'll do that. The option to bring your palms together at your heart space. This is a gesture of reverence and gratitude. Being sure to thank yourself for making time to meditate today. Feeling grateful for everyone who meditated alongside you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. Hmm.